objective today is to review Bronfenbrenner IRP and required source materials for your assignment tonight. We're going to use knowledge of family environments, and who's responsible for family environments? Bronfenbrenner.
I knew that.
Alright, so we're going to use knowledge of family environments from Bronfenbrenner to propose societal improvements. Who was it that we studied?
Havenhurst.
Havenhurst, very good.
Havenhurst.
We're also going to propose improvements to society with carefully selected resources based on the interdisciplinary research process, or IRP. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to, as a class assignment tonight, or a homework assignment, is we're going to present knowledge for solving societal problems. We're going to review right now Havenhurst and Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems model. We've already covered the story of Havenhurst, but just the fact we want to review again that he was a researcher, which means that he gathered useful information that was scientific for society. He wrote about those things. As a writer, he was able to convey his knowledge and what he had learned and his understanding of that. And as a civil rights activist, he used what he researched and what he wrote about to help people be able to defend their civil rights. Okay, so that's what the benefit of knowing about Havenhurst was. All right, now Bronfenbrenner's ecological model, if you remember, we had 5 elements. The 5 elements were the individual, the microsystem, which is the smaller element of groups, the mesosystem, which actually is an interaction between the microsystem and the exosystem, which is a larger set of groups. And then we have the microsystem, which is the attitudes and ideals of the culture. So looking at this, just looking at this model, can you guys think of anything that's within a family, as an overall in the microsystem for attitudes and ideals? Can you guys think of anything, any problems that you might just think of offhand that might include problems with family, problems with health services, church groups, neighborhoods, peers, or school? What kind of problems could you identify?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
maybe you could have something really wrong with you and having to go to a hospital a lot.
Okay, all right. Can you think of any societal problems that might be related to any of these areas?
Cancer.
Okay, cancer. That's one. That's health services. Okay, give me another one.
Heart problems and
Heart problems. That's
stuff
health.
like that.
What about church groups? Can church groups help society?
It can help think better and
Some church groups go out and feed people.
Great, great. So what about neighborhood play areas? Are they useful to help society?
every now and then.
Okay. So this is the purpose of understanding Bronfenbrenner's ecological model, that we can think about those things when we propose ideas. So again, the macro system is the larger set of cultural attitudes and ideas. The exosystem is a larger set of cultural groups. The mesosystem is a sharing of attitudes and ideas among the smaller and larger cultural groups, and that's why you have this little thin layer here. And then the microsystem is the smaller set of cultural groups. And the individual, of course, is identified by the elemental demographic of who are we talking about that makes up the inner core of this. What is their sex? Are they male or female? What is their age, their health, and different things like that. We have to know those things in order to study that. All right. So our next review is going to be the interdisciplinary research process. All right. So the first thing that we have to do in the interdisciplinary research process is prove that a problem is complex. Do we have problems every day that may just be a simple problem? Say if you run out of milk, you have to go to the store and get it. Is that a complex problem?
No.
Okay. Is it a complex problem? Is Ebola a complex problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
problem is complex, okay? The next thing that we need to do is gather evidence to understand the problem. What kind of evidence could we maybe gather to prove that Ebola is a complex problem?
Like people die from doing it, like they can die from it and
And you
stuff.
can do something about it. You just have to know what you're doing.
Okay, so what we want to do is gather evidence so we can understand the problem.
Like
exactly.
gathering people, like to help survival.
Okay, so in the interdisciplinary research process, right now we just want to gather the information. And so the next thing we want to do is say what we used from what disciplines. We want to explain how the problem affects the exosystem. Now, what is the exosystem again? When we go back and look at the exosystem is the largest part of society. Okay, so when looking at the interdisciplinary research process, we can look and say, how can we change the attitudes and ideas of friends of the family, of mass media, of social welfare services, of legal services, of our neighbors, to make a positive impact. And if we use Ebola as an example, then we might be able to interact with our neighbors. We might be able to interact with our legal services or our social welfare services to solve these problems when doing the interdisciplinary research method. And then the last thing, after we explain how the problem affects our legal services and our social services and things like that, part of the exosystem, then we want to reveal a question or a statement that you believe could improve the mesosystem. So when we look back at the mesosystem is the interaction between the two groups, the larger group and the smaller group. So can we think of ways that or a question or a statement that we believe that can improve the interaction between the larger, smaller groups? We're going to review the required source material. We're going to pick a video source as homework that's going to prove the complexity of your problem. Because if you can't prove the complexity of your problem, how can you demonstrate that it needs work? So this is a video. When we look back at this video is going to provide evidence for us that this is a major problem. In this video, not only did you get a source, but you also got an example, okay, that the prison population was flat all of these years from 1930 to 1970, and it began to rise. And look at the phenomenal rise there, okay? So that's what you want to do. That's what you want to get when you select your video, is you want to get evidence. So as we watched our video, what we found out in watching our video, that the problem, that there are actually resources within the video that we can go to. You find a Wikipedia that says the Prison Policy Initiative is a criminal justice-oriented American public policy. Okay? So, if we click into this Wikipedia, what you're going to find is, a Wikipedia is like an encyclopedia, but it's generated by different people. Okay? So, the first part of your assignment is to get a video that proves a major complex problem for the interdisciplinary research process. Alright, so the next part of your problem is to gather 3 sources that explain your problem. Alright, so now we know we have a problem of increased prison populations. So as we read this, you see these blue links here? These blue links here provide resources that can help you with that, okay? So
it show you the information of what's going on, like, you know, what's about.
absolutely. This here shows you information about the problem that then you can take sources from. So let's read this. It says the Prison Policy Initiative, or PPI. Where did we learn of this resource from?
From YouTube?
Great, from our video.
Oh.
Yes. That's the way we learned of this you want to do in your assignment is you want to use a video, and then you want to take resources from that video to further understand the problem. As you said, that by reading over this we can find out more about it. So what is the PPI? It is a criminal justice-oriented American public policy think tank based in East Hampton, Massachusetts. It's a nonprofit organization. It is the leading public critic of the United States Census Bureau's practice of counting prisoners of the towns where they are incarcerated, and has conducted research in several states proving that this practice results in distortion of equal representation. PPI is an organization that's designed to help improve society by understanding what its problem is. Okay, now our main goal is to find 3 sources that support so we can gain a better understanding of what's going on with the prisons. So now this is a PPI research clearinghouse, and it says it reaches 1,800 entries. All right, we only need 3 sources for our homework, right?